Hello, hello, welcome to Raw Babes 101.
We're on the motherfucking couch tonight.
Finally, it's happening for me right in front of your face.
And I just can't hide it.
And we brought the salt rock. This is placed perfectly on the root chakra. And we have lots of stones and things to really get this popping.
My
popping
most favorite, the one that I'll share, is I'm using my pyrite. So pyrite is really good when you're creating and you're like trying to get your creative juices going. So in which like a lot of our recordings and our podcast, yes, we have a somewhat of a plan.
Always.
As Kristen's fat head is in the way.
Fat head. Oh.
P-H-A-T, bitch. Get it right.
Okay.
So there we go. So our podcasts are obviously, they're not scripted. We have outlines of things that we want to hit, but you know, we just very much go with the flow, and sometimes we go in directions we have no idea.
It just happens for us, not to us. We fly by the seat of our pants.
Motherfucker.
What? Okay, so we have episode 12 today right now on the couch at my house. And
this is my computer. I'm just writing notes.
Okay.
Because there's lots of notes to that.
So I'm going to do a little tip like we normally do. And let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. I see you. Okay. My choice today is on toothpaste. Okay? Toothpaste. Are you doing the notes as we're talking right now? Just good. It's a good idea. Hey, thinking ahead. Okay, guys, this is huge, like Tiffany would say. Hey, huge. Are you using the nice CBD deodorant tonight?
I didn't today.
Oh, but you still smell fresh.
Thank you.
Okay. Fluoride in your toothpaste. Fucking throw it out. Throw it out. Dodge it. It's a bullet. Throw it out.
Why should we throw it out?
Why? Tiffany, can I tell you why? Would you like to know?
I would.
Oh. Okay. So basically, exposure to fluoride has been linked to a number of health risks. Fluoride can damage parathyroid gland. Exposure to fluoride before birth can lead to poor cognitive outcome in the future. So even whatever the mother consumed or used even before she got pregnant is also going to affect the unborn child, because of course your eggs are inside of you before they get fertilized. So this is a huge topic on being very mindful about what you're consuming well before you even get pregnant. Fluoride was documented as a neurotoxin that is hazardous and to child development. Fluoride also does the following: causes acne, thyroid dysfunction, ADHD, heart failure, osteoarthritis, bone cancer, high blood pressure, early puberty in girls, reproductive issues, and low fertility. Okay. So the biggest thing, one thing that we're very lucky is in Canada, they do not put fluoride in our water, but in the USA they do. When they put fluoride in the water, because they say that this is a mineral and this is something from the earth, which part of it is true, but it's wreaking so much havoc and it's hurting people in such a bad way. So the people that actually put the fluoride into the water, they are fully masked head to toe in suits. Their hands don't even touch the fluoride. That is how toxic it is. So in the USA, it's in their water and they are drinking this. This is happening. This has been going on and it's a big problem. So what you can do is you can get a filter, a water filter. The number one water filter on the market to actually remove all of the fluoride and the chlorine and all the other dyes and things that are in the water is the Berkey filter. I own this one. my girlfriend Stephanie recommended me to be on this like about 2 years ago, and it sits on my countertop. It's stainless steel, and there's like two.
Oh, that's
the Berkey filter. So they have two huge, like, massive filtration system right inside of the part of our topic later. It just flows with ease.
Sure does.
So I'm going to try to move through this quickly. We know how quickly I do things. So, well, not that. It's been a long time.
No. They wait.
Oh.
Kids.
There's a blah. Could you please pass me my toothpaste, my lover?
Okay.
Could you please be my model? Because you're so amazing at that. Slow her down, slow it down. Okay, back to the toothpaste. Okay, so this one is Desert Essence, and oh my gosh, it's so blurry.
It's
we almost got it. Tea tree oil toothpaste with fennel. I absolutely love fennel. It's like a black licorice, and then the tea tree is great, so it's fresh. I used to use other brands in the past, and I used to use ones with fluoride before I was educated and knew what the hell fluoride was, and knowing what I don't want in my body. So, sorry, I have to move myself here. I'm not comfortable. So basically, fluoride is in toothpaste. It is in cements and fillings, gels, mouthwashes, varnishes, and some brands of floss, food, beverages made with water that contains the fluoride.
Food?
With the water that contains the fluoride.
Oh.
So when you go to the States, like, don't even get the bottled water. Don't even get, just don't use the water. It is not good. This is a big issue.
So what would they do? They would have to get all
You'd
of
have
that
to,
filter?
You'd have to get the filter. Like, you'd have to know. You'd just have to make sure you're getting filtered water.
Okay.
I would never recommend, like, even people that drink water in a water bottle, even in Canada, like, I don't recommend it because it's just sitting in the plastic, which you have to remember when the water gets transported from, like, one place to the other, it's not kept cold. It sits out in the sun, and then that plastic...
the problem is it's when it's cold, hot.
Oh, and
it stimulates the plastic, and then it puts...
It's a huge problem. So we have beautiful water in British Columbia, so I do still enjoy the filtered water, or there's like mineral filtered water, which is great as well. Just get a glass jar or bring your own from home. It's just much safer. But anyhow, one more thing. Another tip. In every so often, what I do is I put, I know what I was going to say, because people are going to say, oh, so fluoride is amazing because it prevents cavities. Well, the biggest thing that you need to understand is there's a point about how much, like, the levels of fluoride that you're going to have is huge. So if you're brushing your teeth with fluoride, you're flossing with fluoride, you're going to the dentist and getting fluoride, too much fluoride's happening. So don't do it.
Everything in moderation.
Yeah, but even like as less as you possibly can of fluoride, because it is not doing anything.
Because it sounds like this just in everything.
Yes, I know. It's scary. So my little tippy poo is I add a few drops of tea tree oil to my toothbrush and my toothpaste every few days, and that really gets the teeth white, and it helps break down
tea tree oil does?
Yes. Breaks down any plaque, bacteria, and I don't go to the dentist often. I really don't. I had gone like years, and then I went and had a checkup, and they literally said to me, they're like, what the hell are you doing? Because your teeth, like, there was nothing really to scrape off, and it was probably over 4 years, and I'm not kidding you. I'm not
really?
kidding you. Yeah.
Because they want me to come every 6 months.
Because it's a business.
I know, and I do understand that.
Yes,
I do understand 100%.
Yeah.
But he's still scraping.
Right. Well, now you're going to get the Desert Essence toothpaste. You're going to get the tea tree oil and the fennel, and you're going to see a huge difference.
So, are we getting paid
from Desert Essence.
Talk about this?
Yeah, they decided that they wanted to pay us. Just kidding. Anything's possible. Let's just put it out there. Let's manifest it.
Just kidding. You know what? At the end of the day, it's
I love it. So.
Whatever helps us, that is never the agenda is just to always just
speak from our heart.
Deliver it to our people.
Truth and health. That is what matters. Yeah. So yeah, that's my little thing on fluoride. So just do your research, educate yourself on it, and I always do.
I like
because I love to share with
There's
you.
the fucking hair again.
Pull it back behind that ear. Okay. Are we pulling a card, or are you going to touch on something?
So last time we pulled the card on the podcast.
We did?
We did.
Would you like to wait till that? So, would you like to wait?
No. I think this timing's divine.
So you just want to start the podcast right now?
Yeah, let's just start it.
Okay. So,
that's a really good tip, Kristen. Fluoride one, I love it.
I know. That was like very much. I usually wait to see kind of what like pops into my head for the tips for each week, and that one was a strong one. So we're gonna talk about some cool shit on this one, and it may trigger people, it may be uncomfortable, and some of you might not love what we're gonna talk about, or might love it, and I'm hoping that you're gonna hold on to the end to get as much information and educated on this topic, because it's what's so funny?
Just the topic.
Oh my gosh. Because it's to help you. It's like, we need to experience pleasure and love and so many amazing things. So we're going to talk about this stuff. Also, what else? I know what I wanted to share. I wanted to share before you press start.
Yep.
I went to dinner. No, it was like a late dinner with Blonde Nikki. I told you this. And we went to Cactus Club in Langley. And as I was getting the bill, this lovely bartender came up and handed us our bill. And then she prompted us and was like, oh, well, what are you guys up to this evening? And then I just said, I'm actually heading home to record with this amazing woman, Tiffany, for our podcast, Raw Babes 101 and YouTube. So she was just like, holy shit, that's awesome. Like, was so into it. And I was like, yeah, thanks. I'm like, it's so exciting that on Saturday night, this is what we're going to get up to. And then she's like, this is even funnier, because I started saying to her that it's very spiritual and we talk about self-help and how to live a better life and tips and tricks. And she's like, I literally just said to someone, or she's like, I'm looking for a new podcast to listen to that has something like what you're talking about. And I'm like, well, see, divine timing. This is just, you put it out there and you receive it.
Nothing's a coincidence. Let's just say that.
No. There was something else that was going to be good with that too.
How comfy this couch is?
Yes. Come on, Tiffany. Put it into my brain. It will come back. When it comes back, it will come back. Should we start this?
And it started.
Hi. It's us, Tiffany and Kristen. Did you miss us since last week? Thank you for tuning in to
Raw Babes 101.
101. Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Are you on airplane mode, bitch?
Yes, not yet.
Oh, good thing. Guys,
Ooh.
this might trigger you.
Yes.
Okay, I'm getting uncomfortable over here. I'm just kidding. Okay, so episode 12 is happening right now. And Tiffany and I were just doing our pre-show on YouTube. So you'll have to head over to YouTube to see what we were talking about. I did have something else that popped into my brain that I wanted to share, and then it got lost. So hopefully it gets found somewhere. Help me, baby, help.
Or like, yeah.
Okay, put it back in there. Still not there.
It's okay.
Next time. So Tiffany, why don't you tell everybody? We have two options here. We can start with that, and then lead into the juicy juice, or we can go juicy juice first and talk about that after. Do you see what that word says?
Juicy juice.
Okay. Oh my. So,
can we also share? Well, I was just gonna say. I just think it's.
I know what it was. I got.
Yes.
Okay, high five.
Okay, that was loud.
Sorry, guys. Okay. Oh, it just said 1, 4, 3, 2. High five.
Boom!
Oh my
bitches.
gosh. Yes, 1, 4, 3. So for any new viewers, listeners, 143 is my number, and it's been my number for like over 10 years, and it's everywhere. So, anyways, it was cool. And 159 is starting to happen too. And I forgot what it was. Oh, I got it. Okay. Something must be in the air. Okay, so Tiffany and I normally record on Thursday evenings. See, you had to put it in my brain.
It was weird because I'm like, why does this matter? And I'm like, nobody needs to know the difference at this point.
Of what?
That we're recording on a Saturday rather than a Thursday.
Because we wanted to share why.
Yes.
Yes. So you get it now. That's what you were going to say.
See, guys,
so
in
cute.
divine time.
Yeah.
And it's not a coincidence. So, boom. We're recording on a Saturday rather than a Thursday. And the reason why we didn't record on a Thursday is because we were not feeling our, like, fun, let go, like, chill. If anything, we were more reserved and boring. Actually, we had to, both of us were in a space where we just needed to kind of like withdraw and like be present with our inner selves. Yeah. And you can't really like project a fun, outgoing, everything that you're hearing right now. It's really hard to do that when you're just like in that
and you're not honoring and feeling what you're going through. Yeah. And Tiffany and I both signed up for a course, and part of it hit me pretty deeply, and it was kind of a left field, to be honest. I got triggered, but in a beautiful way. It was just about kind of like chakras and areas that I was closed off. And then the following day, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, oh, I'm really feeling it. So I did my journaling and self-help stuff. And then it was awesome because Tiffany actually reached out, and she's like, you know, Kristen, like...
Okay, but let's give the before that.
Sure.
Whatever.
Let's back up. She's trying to say, let's back the truck up.
The truck up.
Okay, baby, back it up.
So basically, I need to start standing in like being, listening to my body. So a lot of the times when I teach this often, and it depends where you are in your life, but if you're always like no and you're always withdrawing, I'm always like, be the yes woman. Start saying yes to these things because actually it's good for your soul. When you don't feel like doing something but you know you should just do it and you will never have regrets. But I've literally kind of went on the other end of the spectrum, and I was just always like pushing through even if I wasn't feeling it, and I would somehow find the energy to do it at some point. But I've been doing that for so long that I feel like it's just kind of, I'm at a point where I don't have that
extra push anymore.
I just don't. Like, I'm just kind of like, I'm fucking done.
Yeah.
And I was literally done on Thursday. I think we've come to a bit of a half of the reason why I've been so tired lately. But I've been really fucking tired lately. And actually, not lately, but for a while. But lately, it's just, I've been surrendering to it. Like, yeah, just bringing more of awareness, but I am still pushing through. So that's what happened last week. Last week I was like, I had a really good reading with Stevie, And it was kind of a really cool experience, even though it wasn't about me. My reading was not about me. Let's just say that. And well, I won't get into detail about that at all. But what it was interesting is what resonated with me was that I just need to start listening to my body. And if I'm tired, I need to stop like trying to fight it and like fight through it and just keep going.
You have to honor your.
I gotta honor it.
Yeah.
I owe it to myself. I owe it to my body.
And that's what we're teaching. We're teaching everybody this.
Exactly.
And the thing is, I pulled a card before and it said, if you don't listen to the signs that spirit or just your own body is prompting you, you're going to actually have a dark night of the soul, that it's called. And shit's going to happen to you, but it will be for you, but you won't really understand. And then it's like having a childlike temper tantrum within yourself. So you need to honor that. And I'm so grateful that you did, because by Tiffany honoring how she felt actually really got me to honor how I felt, because I wasn't in my power. I wasn't feeling at all excited. No, I don't want to say excited. That's not the right word, but I wasn't feeling like, whoa, this is going to be a strong episode.
Like we normally do.
Like we always do. Like we are tonight.
We do. Yeah. Exactly.
Always. And it made me question and have to like think, what's going on? And it was like exactly what was going on with Tiffany. We were so in a line that, hey, it's okay. We're not going to record on Thursday. We're going to do it another night. And
this goes to, but like Kristen and I both did some training years ago, and it was like a weekend thing, and you know, but the training was all about, like, a big part of the first part of it was about integrity.
Well, why don't we just share what it was?
Oh, of course. It was
She's like, oh, of course I'm going to share it. Ready? Let's think. Okay, it is... Actually, you know what's even cooler? Go back a little bit more. I hadn't seen Tiffany for a long time. This was before this course, okay? And I come over to her house. I was going through a lot of stuff at that time. And she shared with me that her and Dave were going to this... Dave. Okay. So, okay. So, I got it. Tiffany shared with me that her and Dave were going to Landmark Forum. I thought at the same time. Oh my god.
I love how this works.
It just works. So, she told me about it. I thought about it. And I was like, yeah, it was just what I needed. But anyways, let's go back to what you're saying.
So basically, the first part of the course is...
This is actually just showing me to cut you off. We have always been in each other's lives to do self-help shit. We're weird. That's like from everything, from Landmark to from me and then Lisa. And then all this
I bet you if we actually dug deeper, there was going to be other things.
Oh, this is soulmate lifetime connection for.
Okay, but so the first part of the course was about integrity, and you do what you say what you do. Yes. Do not give in to the excuses and the repertoire of the fucking like. I don't want to do it because I'm afraid. I don't remember that. Whatever it is, just if you say you're going to do it, you do it. And if you can't do it, you fucking own it.
Own it. Yes.
Own it. Yeah. And admit fault.
Yes.
Why not? What's wrong with it? Just because there's fault doesn't mean that it's wrong or you're a bad person or whatever. It's just, you just got to honor where you're at. So in that case, what we're talking about right now goes to those people who always just do what they say they're going to do. But if you're somebody who's making up excuses all the time, that conversation I don't think was for you.
Right. And it's just about us being very truthful and leading by the example, but then following through with it, which clearly we did on Thursday. So,
well, and
good job.
That's good job to us for actually like
honoring the
honoring it. Yeah, we owe it to ourselves.
Yeah,
we owe it to our bodies, whatever.
And as mothers and business people and just as women, all of you listening, I have talked to so many people, and even
I know what you're gonna say.
What? Say what you think I'm gonna say.
Because women wear many hats and we take on a lot. And
who run the world, girls? Woo! Who run the world, girls? Beyonce needed to be in there. I absolutely.
Is that what you were
Beyonce.
Gonna say?
No.
Oh. Okay.
No, actually, Portal. No, Partial of that, yes, is what I was going to say, but partial of it was I did throw out there, I did 5, which I ended up doing 6 free readings, which I still have to complete. There's been 3 people done so far, and one of the people that I had done the free reading for was this exact thing. It was coming through that she really needed to do some self-care and spend some time just for herself. And then she came back being like, I don't do anything for myself aside from kid, husband, work, household. So it was like, jump back and honor yourself first, because the carpet will get ripped out from under us in another place if we're not. And quick thing I'll share with everybody, nobody knows this besides Tiffany. It happened to me, and I'll tell you what fucking happened to me. I was, excuse you? So I was at Brown's having lunch.
This was a tough one.
One. I was at Brown's having lunch, and then after she left, basically I was in a rush, and for the whole month I was just rushing to do everything, whether it was for Raw Babes, trying to like align things for my son, for myself. It was just too much. I was just always kind of anxious and not honoring myself to have that rest. So I'm in Brown's, I'm in the washroom with Cassius. I need to meet Cassius's dad to drop him off, and I was like anxious to do that, and then I'm like, he's got to go pee, so he's doing that. So then we're on our way out, and I'm carrying him, and I'm walking outside. I get outside, and I walk, and then I fucking slip. I literally have Cassius on my side, as us miracle, magical mothers we are. I don't even know how I did it, but I turned my body so that he didn't hurt himself at all. I tripped. I smoked my chin on the wood planter where the trees were, and then it went right through. So then my tooth went right through. You can still see it. I'm going to show everybody right here. And a scar. So it went right through from one to the other. I'm on the ground. I've hit my face. I'm bleeding everywhere. I'm scraped. Cassius is crying. I'm just like, this is really happening.
And then you
right
had to
now.
go back into Brown's.
I had to go back, and then Cassius looks at me, and he doesn't even want to come near me because I've got blood everywhere. I don't even know that my lip is split. I have no idea. I run into Brown's, this amazing manager. She came and helped me. I go to the bathroom. I have a sip of water, and the water came through the bottom, and I was like, felt water down here, and I look in the mirror. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is right through. So I'm just like holding it in for Cassius. I don't want him to be like, if I start crying, and then he's gonna be like, oh my gosh. Anyways, it happened for me, not to me. I ended up going to the hospital. I was fine. The mouth is the best place to get hurt, or like, because
it heals really
rapid
fast.
dividing cells. It's very rapidly divided cells. So then it was gonna heal fast. But this is what happened for me. I'm sitting in emergency, and I'm waiting, and I'm just by myself.
I'm so glad you took that time to do this too, because usually the first thing that you would do would be either hop on your phone, distract yourself. Oh, this gets even better, Tiff. My phone was dead. Perfect.
I didn't have an opportunity to hop on my phone.
That's why I know you sat and had to reflect.
So I sat there and I cried. And I was like sitting there by myself because obviously with COVID, you're not able to like be with anyone anyways. And I just cried. And I was like, okay, Kristen, you are not honoring any of these emotions or feelings that you're thinking about. And I had a lot of stuff going on. Like I'm thinking past relationship stuff. I'm thinking Cash's stuff. I'm thinking myself. And I just cried. And I
know why.
Yeah.
Why?
But it was good because I was actually like, this is why. This is why I have not stopped to feel. So.
And that is what injury and sickness does. It's a time to slow down and reflect.
You have to. You have to reflect. If you don't, things like this will happen where you only have time to reflect.
And if that's the only way that your guides were able to tell you by fucking hurting you hard and you still don't get it.
Okay, then yes.
Guys, whoa.
This is back to leading to that example of getting the carpet ripped out from under you or illnesses and things like that is because you're not waking up. Wake up to it to go, okay, I see it. Thank you. I'm going to change it.
Yes.
Anyway, that was my sharesies. Nobody knew about that. That was pretty wild. Are we going to pull
Good, 17 minutes of sharesies. I love it.
Should we pull a card to just see what the energy is of the reading?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
I answered my own question. Okay, guys. So this is my Ask Your Guides. I have to get more comfortable. It's kind of different on the couch. It's fine, but I'm used to a table.
I know. I actually can do my cards on my lap, but my cards are a bit smaller than that.
Okay, so let's just see how much this resonates with all of you. So this is basically for everybody. Whoever listens to this, it doesn't matter if you listen to it when it first comes out or if you listen to it a year down the road. This is for you. This is what you need to know. And this is just the energy right now. Okay, my beautiful angels, guides, and loved ones. Let's see what we got. Ooh, it was always flippy. It was funny because I was just shuffling before. Fly like a bird. Tiff, share what you guys did today.
Well, I'm just so mesmerized by your shuffling.
Do you like my shuffling?
Woo!
Oh, there it goes.
What is it? Okay, what is it, yo?
Suffering.
Woo!
Suffering. Divine teachers. What are we just talking about? My fall? Suffering, and that was my divine teachers. And for anybody that's listening and who is suffering or going through a rock bottom time, we are with you. We understand. And
do we ever?
Your divine teachers are, look at them. They're right there with you.
When you've fallen, like Kristen did.
They're with me right there.
Actually, it's the times when you've fallen, they feel the shittiest, and you're like, this is the fucking worst time of my life. I despise it's hard to resent hard times. Mm-hmm. It is hard to resent hard times. I don't even know if that's a possibility, actually.
No, you can resent, like,
hard times
to you.
Resenting hard times? Can you do that?
I don't know. This is going to be an Ask the Viewers. Yes, but you can resent. Anyways, let's move on.
Okay. Let me see the card. Okay, so hard times are basically our biggest and best lessons.
They're
really
what
they're the best lessons. Like what doesn't break you.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller. Guys, suffering and divine teachers. So know when you are suffering, you're learning something, and it's the teachers.
The light got brighter.
Yeah.
It's brighter.
Okay. Guys, Tiffany.
Okay, we want to get
this into the have to do. No, but this is what I have to do first.
What?
You have to entertain everybody because you know what I have to do.
She has to tinkle.
Kinkle and tinkle. You guys, I'm sorry. I drank this entire thing of water, and I shouldn't have done that. Can you entertain everybody?
Yes.
Do you want 2 mics? Yes. Okay. Why don't you say something really amazing about your stone? Oh, I know. Here, show them what you gave me. How beautiful this is. This was special.
So my mother she is such a creative, and this is where I get my creative from. And during the pandemic, she has really got connected with her creative side. So she was painting rocks. She was, what else was she doing? She painted a lot of rocks, like a lot. It actually made me think that her apartment might be a little heavy because she had so many rocks going on. You know, years down the road, she was making dream catchers and like little drums, and I don't know, she just always creating things. So I know that's where I get it from. So lately what she has done is she's created these beautiful chimes. If you can't see it through the audio, but YouTube, these are the chimes. And what we've been doing is, what I've done is I put mine in my car window.
Yes.
You just hit the mouse for me.
I can. Here you go. I'm back, guys.
So in my rear view mirror, mine hangs, and when it is sunny, it literally blows off all this beautiful rainbow. And
thanks, Boo.
I don't know, the rainbow should resonate with almost everybody.
Yes, rainbows are very special.
Very special. I mean, you're going through the red, the orange, the yellow, the green, the blue, and then the violet. And those are the colors of our chakra. Guys,
oh, yes.
This is a coincidence.
Nothing.
No.
Thank you guys for waiting. And thank you, Tiffany. I feel so much
say?
better now, or else I would have been swirling around like a little worm.
You were getting a bit squirrely, weren't you?
Yeah.
Is that what was happening?
Oh, yeah. Just, like, uncomfortable.
Got it.
Now that, pretty much it's out there in the world.
So can we get the fuck on this topic? I want to talk about this shit. Yo! This is like juicy shit. We're like over 20 minutes.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Okay. And it's almost like whatever we've been talking about is like...
This is the best.
So good. But
I know. I'm so excited for everyone to hear. So we're just like reeling you all in to listen to what we're talking about. Okay, ready?
Ready.
Okay. Here we go. This is how we're starting it off. I watched a program on Netflix. This was in the summertime. And it is by Goop with Gwyneth Paltrow. Love her stuff, by the way. Love how real and authentic.
Who, Gwyneth or Goop?
So Gwyneth actually created Goop, and she has a team, and they basically go around and find different people, pretty much like talk about stuff that we talk about, and then bring the specialists on.
Sure.
And then dissect it. Anyway.
I fucking love it.
It's amazing.
That's why we actually do this podcast. So, just saying.
Okay. So, this episode that I watched is all on orgasms! Woo! And women, and sexuality, self-love, touching yourself, masturbation, and getting uncomfortable to get fucking comfortable with it, women, because guess what? We deserve to be pleasured, and it needs to become normal.
Well, and
normal.
Okay, not even just deserve to be pleasured, but
pleasure yourself.
We actually need to release.
Yes.
This is actually a huge energy that you're releasing and energy that you're bringing in. And this is something that we talked about with Amy.
Yes, back in episode whichever.
Yes, about manifesting. We did talk about it briefly, about manifesting
orgasms
while you're orgasming.
Yes, and we can touch base on that again after.
I've been trying to do that, but I get really caught up in the orgasm, just saying.
Well, maybe a sticky note on your roof.
Or on... it should be on the headboard.
There you go. Okay, do that. Yes.
Because that's where I orgasm, is at the headboard.
She orgasms on the headboard.
With my partner.
Yes. So, back to this Netflix for one quick second. Please, after you guys hear this, head over to Netflix and watch it. It's 36 minutes of your life that will change your life and your view on this whole topic. And I hope we also change your whole view on this once we're done. But anyways, they brought on Miss Betty Dodson. That's a D, right? Yeah. 90-year-old sex educator and coach. This woman teaches women how to orgasm and about their vulva and about their vagina. And what her program is this. You would actually pay for this workshop. Tiffany, don't answer the question now, but I'm asking you a question at the end.
Okay.
And I want to know something.
Okay.
At the end of this little blurb.
Are you going to ask me right now?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
At the end, I'm going to ask you.
You're going to ask me at the end, and I'm going to answer at the end.
I'll ask you right now, and you can answer at the end.
That's what I thought you said.
Yeah. Would you do this course? Hold that thought. Guys listening, would you do this course? Ready? In her workshop, she talks about the vulva and the vagina. You start out sitting naked with... No, it's not even funny.
In a group?
Just listen. I didn't want your perpetrators. Okay?
Okay.
Sitting naked with a mirror. It's the best. Just wait. See how funny it sounds and uncomfortable?
I feel like a fucking child in elementary school when they're talking about sex.
I know. This is why we want to make this normal. Because it's not. Ready? Sit around naked with mirrors to examine themselves and try the Dodson method to get off.
Okay, was this on...
Just wait. Just wait.
Fuck. Okay. I know you all know what I'm going to say.
Okay, this involves rocking the pelvic floor back and forth.
That is not in fried green tomatoes.
Pardon?
They did not do that in fried green tomatoes.
I've never heard of that.
You gotta watch that movie. There's a big part of it where they're like a group of women and they were all given mirrors to look at their vaginas, but as a group.
And that's what this is.
Okay.
So listen though. She specializes in this to make this normal again. Listen to this. At the end of the Goop program, they show photos of women's vaginas and all different shapes, sizes, and looks and colors and textures and all that. Because when do you ever see a vagina on TV that is not in a porn? Now, in the porn, it is staged. There has been possibly surgery, makeup, waxing, bleaching, whatever. Okay, listen to this. So it shows the photos at the end and all the different vulvas, and it shows them how much they vary from person to person. This shows how much we rarely see female genitalia on TV, movies, etc. But we see full frontal male nudity is common on TV shows and movies. So we need to start to make this normal. Like, to see a woman's vagina isn't a big deal, but it's really kept private and it's not really out there. And especially how different each one of us looks. So we aren't... How many people have sat in a circle, or not, let's not say circle, just looked at yourself fully? Well, I know you have, because of, especially your waxing and your all that, which is amazing. But I do know there's a lot of women that haven't, because guess what? I didn't until I watched this fucking show. I was like, well, I want to see, what does it look like? And actually, look at your vagina and love it for it and not have any shame. Shame.
Okay. Shame is a big part of what we're going to bring into
Yes.
this episode. But in my experience, because I've been a wax technician for many, many years,
Yes.
I've seen hundreds of vaginas. Hundreds. And it just got to a point where it's just, obviously, it was just, there's just
It's
no
just
thought.
normal.
It's just normal.
Yeah.
There's no thought. I actually got to a point where I was waxing men also. Mm-hmm. So that became normal too. And there was, I actually kept that quiet from my husband for a period of time because I was like, I didn't want him to get weird about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, waxing guys fucking dick and balls. They're like,
it's a dick in a box. There it is.
He knows now.
Yes.
But anyway.
Oh my gosh. Woo.
But it wasn't, it ended up turning out not to be a big deal.
Of course.
But,
because you're honest and open.
So what I did get from my job was, because I was I was very insecure and felt shameful because I didn't explore outside of myself. So there was never any other experience other than my own or like within even myself. So when in my job, in my aesthetic job, seeing all the different vaginas, I was no longer shameful of mine.
That's incredible.
Because I'm like, oh, yeah, sure, I have bigger labias than other women's.
No, I love that.
But it was just humbling. It was extremely humbling because why would that woman that's sitting there, or the one I'm working with, why would they feel the same thing about their own, which they shouldn't, knowing what I know. If I could just translate all this thought and memory to every other woman that I'm working with, they would know that it's fine, it's perfect the way it is.
Yes.
Like there's nothing to be ashamed about. But I do have to say, after I gave birth to my second child, she blew off my right labia.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she came out so fast that it was like literally like hanging.
Oh my gosh.
And you couldn't even puzzle piece that shit together. I'm like,
what did they do?
Eventually I saw my doctor, and I'm like, you gotta take a look at this shit, because I can't even ride a bike. I'm like, I'm active, I like to rollerblade, it's getting in the way.
Yes.
I gotta tuck it. I'm like,
oh my God.
You gotta tuck it?
Tiffany, you're amazing.
So
your shares,
so
you've just gained so many people just being like, wow, thank you for sharing. No
problem. So
you're amazing.
I went to him and I'm like, can you help me here? And he's like, absolutely. We can definitely fix this. I'm like, hey, let me get this straight. So you're going to fix my right side of the labia, which is already cut. I know it's going to have to be smaller than my left side. Can you fix the left side too? He's like, oh, hell yeah. I'm like,
oh my God.
this mama gets a new vagina.
Woo.
So I did. I got a new vagina. Just like that.
Can I tell you a secret?
Sure. Did you too?
Yes! It was the same, similar, but it was a little bit different. Oh my God, cheers! So it was to do with like a similar thing, and mine was more of like a hereditary thing in the family.
Okay.
And it was the same thing. They just had to go.
Yeah. Clear it up.
Yeah. So, hey.
But we actually got services done that women pay for.
Yeah.
Now, in my family, us women have bigger labias, outer labias, than any client I've ever seen.
There's the majora, and then the minora, and a majora.
It definitely was a majora.
Oh my God, I love you, Tiffany. Cheers. You're so cute.
So, and because I've seen so many vaginas.
But hold on, the reason why I'm prompting this is because there's the minora and the majora. So basically there's the inner lip and then the outer. So are you talking about the inside pieces or the outside pieces?
The outer.
Okay, so was it the outer you had surgery on, or the inner that you had surgery on?
The outer labia I did.
Oh, so the inner was not an issue.
No.
Okay,
it was
so
the outer, which
even
is
better.
so bizarre.
And mine was opposite. So that's so cool.
Interesting.
So I think mine was the menorah.
I just don't understand how, like, when she came out, she didn't damage the menorah and just the majora. Like, I just don't.
It just happened.
Either way, it happened. But in my family, we have larger ones. Sorry, sisters. Not so sorry, because we're going to make this normal.
This is normal.
Yes.
There's a million of people out there
Yeah.
that have large, small, medium, fat, short, skinny, squiggly, whatevs.
Whatevs. It's all perfect in the way that it is, because we just need to be okay and perfect in wherever we are.
Exactly.
And I think that the surgery, it came very naturally and it wasn't preempted, but I did feel before, insecure about my vagina.
Yes.
I did, because I wasn't sure, right?
Absolutely.
Like,
for sure.
But, now that I've seen a gazillion of them.
Yeah, it just made it comfortable.
Oh, absolutely.
And then, so back to having like this orgasm and watching the Scoop show. I really hope you guys all watch it, because first of all, Betty is beautiful. She's 90 years old. She's been doing this for years and years and years. She looks like she's in her 60s. She dresses like she's in her 30s. And she's like a spitfire. She's a beautiful woman that is to help normalize this is incredible. So what I wanted to say is, if you don't know what pleases or how to please yourself, it's really hard to just expect your partner to be able to please you. And even the shame that came around pleasing yourself for me at a very young age, it wasn't talked about. Sex wasn't talked about. I had no idea even about, like, if you saw something that was sexual and then you got turned on yourself. That wasn't even something that was talked about. I didn't talk about it. My parents didn't talk about it. And it was more uncomfortable. And then I kind of felt shame. And I never really explored, because it was like dirty to do that, or don't touch yourself. Like, that was not okay. So even actually as a young girl, I didn't explore and have like different partners. I've literally had one partner, and it wasn't something that I did until I felt comfortable. And it took like a year of even being with Cassius's dad to even be comfortable to get intimate. So I just want to talk about this so that other women can resonate with this and understand that you're not alone, and to start to experiment and see what feels good for you, and like find out for yourself on your own and get comfortable with yourself and not be ashamed of it. This is your body. Like, love it. Seriously.
So I did post on my Instagram story today. I follow an account called The Goddess, or shit. I'm butchering it.
We could put it in the notes though.
There's this, I guess that it's like in, I don't know, Mexico or something. It's an all-inclusive, it seems. Oh. And this black girl gets in the middle of, like, it's at the pool party. If you've ever been to a all-inclusive, the pool parties, it's like everybody's at the pool, and they have the entertainers, and everybody's engaged, and the music's going, and this black girl comes out, and she is, like, in her power. And she starts busting this move. And it wasn't even, like, sexual, but it was confident. And she did it in front of everybody, and she wasn't being a drunk-ass, like, lit-up woman. Like, it just wasn't like that.
She was, like, graceful.
She was just, it was like Beyonce move. It was a fucking Beyonce move. And my story actually didn't show the rest of that video, but she owned it so, like, she was so owning her body.
In her power,
yeah. She was in her power, and she dove into the pool. And when she jumped in the pool, like, doing the splits, she's just a random girl. The fucking crowd went nuts. Yeah. Like, literally nuts. So the point of me saying this story is like when we're owning our bodies and we're standing in that sexual power, like we need to feel sexy. We want to, when we feel sexy, we're portraying that we're unfuckable with. And it's actually very intimidating to the weaker minded though people around you or whatever, because then you're going to attract somebody who's willing to challenge that or take that on. And I think that's where the beauty part of it is really standing in your power, because you're not gonna attract that same old boyfriend who treats you like shit or the same old bullshit. No, it's like, fucking here I am.
This is me.
Here, listen to me roar.
Yeah.
It's just a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. And I feel like in a lot of relationships, women tend to want to please the man or put on the show. Hey, and there are relationships out there where it's the guy pleasing the woman more, and the woman, like, roles can be reversed here. But, you know, you tend to want to please somebody else and not even worry about yourself or what your needs are. So I highly recommend just turning like yourself inwards and even reignite that fire and that passion and make that fun even with your relationship. Like, say, hey, let's try something different, or no, I don't like that position. Like, stand in your power, speak your truth. Maybe go to the freaking order something on the sex or at the sex shop and explore different things, because it's anti-aging, it burns calories, it's a release, and guess what? Your root chakra and your sacral chakra are connected right there. And if you're just closing that shit off, you are not properly opening and allowing your chakra to be moving and clear. It's just closing it off. And there's a lot of women that have cervical cancer, ovarian cancer, and things like that because they just close themselves down. I'm not worthy enough. I'm shameful. I don't even want to go there.
Well, we have to be careful about generalizing, because obviously, I mean, if we're talking to somebody who has had these issues and they're like, but I'm open.
Sure. No, and I'm not saying just like from one, of course. Thank you for saying that, Tiffany.
Yeah.
There's not a judgment here, because I'm not saying, oh, well, this
all women who've had cervical cancer are closed off
because of this. No.
No, and actually, and when, like, just so you know, like, if you do have cervical cancer and you are dealing with these things and you feel like you're still open, this is energy that could be happening before you. That's just like,
yes, ancestral.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's my true belief on that, because things happen to those who just, you're like, why? It's been passed down. So
100%. And
I just have to say that.
Yeah, I love that. And it's an opportunity too, if anyone is struggling or going through this, I always want to recommend seeking some alternative health and getting some Reiki done and doing some clearing and blockage clearing and some emotional trauma. Like, we can get stuck with a lot of emotional trauma in any area of our body, and that is what came up with me on Thursday.
Oh,
it was my heart. It was just, it was blocked, and I wasn't feeling some stuff. But what were you saying?
Well, I think we should like kind of get back to orgasms,
yes.
Because I know, like, it took me a long time to understand my body. And when I discovered my first orgasm, I felt like I was really late in the game to actually, like, I knew how to give myself an orgasm.
Okay.
But when you're actually doing it with a partner, it's a kind of different. There's
hands up.
I believe there's 3 different orgasms.
Yeah.
Right. So there's the clitoral, so outside. There's your G spot.
And then oral stimulation, right?
Well, isn't that outside? Oh shit! I got a brain fart on that one.
It's all good.
Okay, there's definitely 2.
We'll ask Betty. Betty, she's got this covered.
There's 3. There is definitely 3.
Isn't there like anal too?
That must be it?
You know,
because I know actually I've known women who've not been able to orgasm unless they've gone anal, so that can happen too. But my first orgasm. Do you want to know what happened?
Tiffany, what happened? I want to know. I don't know this story.
I cried like a motherfucking baby.
Wow.
It was so powerful. I wasn't sad. It was like
beautiful.
Built up emotion over time. And when I finally got to release, it literally poured out of me through my eyes.
Oh my
I was
gosh.
literally so emotional. And then I've been able to orgasm with my partner, obviously, since then. Oh, I know the third one. Okay, so there is 4. The anal one, but there's the other one. And it's called squirting. You got squirt?
Oh, yes.
Okay, that's a different type of orgasm.
Basically where you feel like you peed yourself?
Yeah, and actually there are traces of urine in it. If you don't know what I'm talking about
I didn't. Actually, you know what? I didn't know until Miss Tiffany told me. Because I was like,
It's amazing how complicated our vaginal area is, our roots are, because we have these multiple different ways of getting off.
Yes.
So we have the one that we know definitely how to give ourselves, but then there's the one with our partner. So if you have a male partner, I don't know, I've never experienced this with a dildo.
Vibrator?
No, a dildo. I've only experienced this with my husband. So I don't know about female and female. I don't know. I've never done it this way, but orgasming through the G spot while like I have to be on top in order for this to happen.
With the clitor, like the clitor.
Inside, right. Though. Like I can't get this spot when he's on top. I can't. Like when I'm on the bottom, I just can't.
No, it's the way
I have to be on top.
It's the way the peni, the one-eyed yogurt slinging snake, the one-eyed one horse is positioned. Inside of you, that's what it is.
And it's actually not deep in either. It's like it's those.
Oh, don't say that. You mean it's really deep in there?
No,
you're just
saying
it's
not.
Oh, like when you're just
that G spot is like literally within those first 4 inches.
Right.
It's like it's right up front. So when you're with your partner, like you're not penetrating deep in.
And that's exactly what Betty talks about. Actually.
Okay, and that's why it's probably hard to get off on that when your partner's on top. Mm-hmm. It probably wouldn't be so bad if your partner had a small penis, because maybe it could actually get that. But we're not
judging here.
No.
And who cares?
Who cares? If you get off, you can get off. But that's how I can get off with my husband, is when I'm on top in that sense. But then with squirting, this is kind of a new thing for me. I'm not gonna lie.
So this is where we're gonna jump in with the whole Betty thing, because her technique is next level. So this is my question to you.
Okay.
Would you do the course with me?
Oh fuck yeah!
Woo! It's in LA for Raw Babes 101.
Do we have to go to LA?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Good, I got family there.
Perfect. So
easy.
So I like
COVID treats as well.
Exactly. So I'd like to go to this course. I would like to just get uncomfortable to get even more comfortable. After watching this show that I am again prompting everybody to watch, will teach you. There's a woman that actually at the end goes on live television and shows you the what did I just say her last name? It's called the Dodson method. There you go. So she uses the vibrator, and then she also uses the external and internal. And the woman describes the up and down pelvic motion while you're basically doing 3 things. You're moving your pelvis up and down. You've got the internal stimulation. She even has a special shaped dildo that just basically is shaped for what you're talking about, for that G spot. Okay. And then they use
Does it suction to the ground?
No. It's you have to lay on your back.
Oh.
It's quite insane.
Interesting.
I've tried it. fabulous. It makes sense. Like, it gives you that feeling if you were with someone, because you're actually like moving up and down with your pelvis while having something on the inside and then also on the
and you
on
did
the
this
external.
yourself.
Yeah, because this is what it's meant for. Her method is so that you do it yourself, to learn yourself, to be able to pleasure yourself, feel comfortable with it. And then when you're with your partner, you know what to do. Because guess whose job it is? It's our job.
Yeah.
It's not our partner's job. And we also need to tell them what feels good and what doesn't, and what we like, and talk about it. Like, be open. Own your goddess within you, with your partner or without.
I think that's adorable. And I think the other adorable part is when you have a partner who's just like, okay, sure.
And
whatever
you know what?
say.
I don't have a partner right now, and that's all good too, because I am just learning about myself and really standing in my power. Like, I wouldn't have ever talked about this ever on a podcast, let alone to Tiffany. And now look at what's going on. We are talking about
Worldwide.
Yep, worldwide. US, freaking Europe, Australia. This podcast actually has been listened to in so many different countries.
UK.
Yep, Denmark and US, and there's so many.
Yeah.
It's so cool. We are so
we
grateful.
Get all the stats.
This is so fun. So yeah, we want to help empower all of you, men or women, to stand in your power. And after this, we want you to go to the washroom and take a mirror and look at yourself.
Okay, that's not what I thought you were going to say.
Okay. No.
Go and pleasure yourself.
No, I want you to look at yourself, and I want you to feel comfortable looking at yourself and love the way that you look. That's yours.
But I do feel that this is why it's like a bit of a separate thing between men and women, because men, they're always just
right there. Yeah.
Where we need to really, like, we can't bend in half. We need a mirror.
Yeah.
So it's a very uncommon place for us to look.
I know.
Right?
But learn, look, and explore, and feel okay with it, because it's yours, and you deserve to feel good inside, outside. Do it, guys.
And releasing is next level.
And it shaves years off your life.
Well, it does. And, okay, so we didn't, I just want to touch on this real quick because we just hadn't touched on it, but there's a lot of women, like, where we can easily close off from this stuff from our partners, especially if you've been if you're married or been with your with your partner for a while. Yeah, you can build resentment or really easily, and it's because we're such emotional beings, we close that part off.
You're right.
And we will just do it for ourselves. But because there's 4 different ways of getting off, our partners can help us with that, and we deserve to release. But there was actually something else I wanted to add to that.
Was it to do with having sex with your partner or by yourself?
It was with your partner. So, like, say making excuses to not
have sex.
Oh, this is what it was. So for us females, because it is more common for males to masturbate, but it is actually more common for females to masturbate when they're sexually active.
Oh, okay.
That is something that I just read before we hopped on here.
That's right.
And I can certainly resonate with that, because when my partner, or my husband and I are more sexually active, that's when I want it more.
Yes.
And the less active that we are, the more I'm like, no. It's so bizarre.
So if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah.
So use it.
And that's why I will get frustrated, because I don't want to. I know that cycle. And then when it's like, because the only times that, like, it really gets to that point is, like, stress. It's really hard for males to get into it with stress. Where us females, we need to be emotionally connected.
Yes.
Or, I don't know. I know a lot of females who just are very sexual and just need to
need to release.
100%. But when our male partners are stressed or have their mind on other things, it's really hard to make things happen.
Right. And that's a great indicator to even like something that I really want for a lot of people, and I'm feeling like this might come up for me down the road, is even relationship and couples type connection. I love to get people to connect. So there's a lot of ways to do that without actually doing any sort of act. And that can be staring in each other's eyes. That could be staring in each other's left eye. And really connecting on a soul level with your partner first, because it gives this room to open up your heart again and not feel that resentment, and to realize like why you fell in love in the first place, and to rekindle that magic. Because a lot of the times life gets in the way, kids get in the way, and then we're resentful, or they, you know, leave their laundry around. Just step back, step out of that, and reconnect and talk to each other, communicate about your needs and your wants, and as well with yourself. So,
yeah. It's
powerful.
It is powerful, and there's a lot to it, and there's a lot that we actually haven't touched on.
We just opened
but
a big door.
You know what? This is just one part of it, and if you're listening to it and you resonate, then this one's for you.
Yes.
So we're actually coming to the end of the podcast.
That went by fast.
It really did.
It's a little bit wild.
I can't believe that.
Yeah. I was even going to talk,
almost an hour.
you know what, I was even going to talk about even just like as young kids and like entering into that that time where like all of a sudden you're having those thoughts or those feelings and like all of a sudden like sexual.
I remember, you know that tetherball, or what's the one, the rope is on there, and then you hit the ball around.
Isn't it tether?
Is it tether?
We'll just go with it's tether.
Either way, I used to climb that pole because I knew that it felt so fucking good.
Oh my gosh.
And I'd literally hump it on the way down, and I was like, did anybody see me do that?
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Like, whoa, that felt good. I want to climb that pole again.
See, I love, and you know what? I love this conversation because it can go like one of two ways, and for me, it totally was more shame, and it was so sad because I just closed that area off, and I didn't explore with people. I didn't do anything like that. So I'm glad that you were honoring and like owning something that felt good instead of going, oh, I'm going to shut that down.
I literally did it in public. It was so bizarre.
Wow.
But I was like, I can hide this. Nobody knows. I'm just climbing a pole.
How old do you think that was?
I think I was in grade 2 or 3.
Whoa!
Yeah, I was very young. Very young.
That's pretty athletic to fucking climb a pole at that age.
Yeah, and
feel the feelings.
Feel the feelings.
Holy schmuckas. You know what I remember? Just came to me. Who remembers Dirty Dancing?
Oh, shit.
So you know what?
Speak your truth now. Forever hold your peace. You got 30 seconds.
When I saw Dirty Dancing, I think I was still a little bit too young to see it. But I remember being like, oh, I want to try dancing like that. And I would even dance like that with my friends. Fucking my girlfriends. So then we would be like dancing. It's like, oh, okay, I get that feeling. So yeah, I can resonate with that.
Well, there you go. There's the end. And we don't need to end this any other way but this one.
No,
look at you ready?
Oh shit, I can't even do the
5,
card now.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh my god, you're not even gonna believe what this is. Oh, I forgot that it stops at 60 minutes.
It does.
So I should have, anyways.
I don't need to hold this anymore.
But guess what? Everybody can go to YouTube to see what the card is. And you can't even believe what the card is! Okay, let's not delete this.
No.
So it's called Ohh My, the Shame Game. But it's like O-H-H. Anyways. Okay, you guys, the card that I pulled, I did it super fast. Don't delete it.
I'm not.
Jesus. Even though we already know what we can do anyways, if it ever does. Okay, it's saved?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the card, Kristen?
Joy is the ultimate creator. Hallelujah!
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 Right? Guys, joy, pleasure. Do it. We're wild, but we want to be raw, real, uncomfortable so that you guys can feel safe. This is the safest place and the most safest environment ever. So fucking love yourself.
You know, it really goes with shedding the layers of like no fucks given.
Yes.
And that's kind of where we got to this place. And, you know, we hope that we inspire our watchers, our listeners to shed that part of stop giving so much of a fuck.
Yeah.
And just release and just be yourself. And
Totally.
honestly, I find this extremely therapeutic, and it just kind of brings me closer and closer to my life's purpose. Yeah. And I'm so grateful for it.
Too.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for all of you, and I'm grateful for Tiffany, and this experience is dope.
Pretty fucking dope. Very therapeutic. But I have to pee now. Do you want to entertain, or should we just end this shit?
I'm just thinking if there was anything else that we wanted to share for the after show.
I have to pee.
Okay, well, you go pee, and we'll just say bye.
Okay.
How long was this? 1 minute, 16 seconds, and 1 hour, 16 seconds, and 30 seconds. Oh my God, 16 minutes and 30
It's
seconds.
because time flies when you're having fun. And
yes.
honestly, like, I think it's kind of funny because we talked a lot about not the topic in the beginning, where I felt like that part we could have really still expanded on. Like,
this was only part 1.
Fuck.
I'm just wait until we go and see freaking Betty and talk about that. Then we're really gonna know.
Okay. So episode 12, put this in your back pocket because there's gonna be a part 2 or something. What was that?
Oh, I'm just looking at your arm.
It's
in the mirror.
Backwards.
No, it looks like it's like super red.
Oh yeah, that's probably from the wine that I had.
So it's your body
it's
telling you to not have it. Okay, clearly Tiffany's body is saying don't do it.
I guess so.
Holy shit, girl. That's
But
like
this is like
a reaction.
Yeah. Wine does that.
Oh my. Okay.
And maybe I shouldn't show you.
Well, because here I am, this person who's like, don't do this.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually get I can get really red here, and it can.
Remember that thing with the eyelashes, my love? When the glue.
Yes.
And then you go to the hospital?
Yeah.
This is grapes and wine telling you.
Isn't it?
So let's try. I know this is okay. This is the first option so this is typical of me because I'm such a lover of mothering people in a positive way because I want them to reach them higher selves, but on their own divine time. Let's try organic, no sulfites wine and see how your body does.
Interesting.
Okay?
Possibly, yes.
Because it's the preservatives and the things that are in the wine that are causing a lot of havoc on her body that her body doesn't like, and this is why it's reacting this way.
Because it doesn't always happen.
So let's
just kidding.
So let's try to see. We'll let you guys know. Maybe it's the sulfates, and then it's not organic. It's the preservatives. There's a lot of stuff in wine. Holy.
Lots to think about.
Okay, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Raw Babes 101.
You guys.
Oh, I went like this. That's so new. A kiss. I was supposed to go.
It's the COVID way.
Oh. Oh my god. Okay. Peace. Cut it out.
Cut it out.